During the day on the 14th of June, units of rocket forces and artillery hit 11 clusters of Russian personnel, 1 anti-aircraft missile system and 3 enemy electronic warfare stations. Source: General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine report on Facebook. Information is of 1800 on the 14th of June. Details: the Ukrainian Air Force delivered 12 strikes on clusters of Russian forces. At the same time, the Russians launched 37 airstrikes and carried out 32 attacks from multiple launch missile systems at the positions of Ukrainian troops and settlements. The Russian forces continue to focus their main efforts on the Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Marinka fronts. The fighting continues, with 39 combat clashes recorded during the day. On the Volyn and Polishcha fronts, there were no significant changes in the operational situation. No signs of the formation of offensive groups have been spotted. At the training grounds in Belarus, training of individual Russian units continues. In other areas, the invaders traditionally carried out many aviation, artillery, and mortar strikes on the settlements in Ukraine. In the early hours of Wednesday, Russian invaders attacked Ukraine with cruise missiles and Iranian-made Shahed suicide drones. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported this in a morning update, according to Ukrinfor. Last night, Russian occupiers attacked Ukrainian territory with cruise missiles and Iranian-made Shahed strike UAVs. Information about the consequences of this attack is currently being clarified, the report reads. Over the last day, Russian invaders launched a missile and air strike, using 16 Kh-101 Kh-555 air-based cruise missiles and 4 Iranian attack drones on critical infrastructure in the Kharkiv region and residential buildings in Kryvyi Rih. Ukrainian soldiers destroyed 11 cruise missiles and an attack drone. In addition, the enemy carried out 39 air strikes and launched 62 attacks using multiple rocket launchers on the positions of Ukrainian troops and populated areas. The probability of further missile and air strikes on targets across Ukraine remains very high. The enemy continues to focus its main efforts on attempts to fully occupy the Luhansk and Donetsk regions. Over the past day, 28 combat clashes were recorded in 4 areas of the front. On the Volyn and Polishcha axis, the operational situation has not changed significantly. In the Severshchina and Slobozhenshchina areas, the enemy carried out an air strike near Ohertsev, Kharkiv region, and launched mortar and artillery attacks on the settlements of Karpovichy, Chernihiv region, Novovasilivka, Stara Huta, Saradina Buda, Bakhmut, Atinsk, Bilopilya, Pavlivka, Obody, Kindrativka and Myropila in the Sumy region, as well as Ivashki, Yudy, Streleka, Lukiantsy, Izbitsky, Staricha, Sinelnikov, Ohertsev, Hatish, Vovchansk, Budarki and Vilkuvatka in the Kharkiv region. In the Kupiansk area, the enemy launched an air strike outside Krokmail, Kharkiv region. The settlements of Kamyanka, Topoly, Novomlinsk, Vorokna, Zapadna, Kupiansk, Kyslivka and Berestov in the Kharkiv region and Novosilivsky in the Luhansk region all came under artillery and mortar fire. In the Lyman area, the enemy conducted unsuccessful offensive actions near Vesel and Rozdalivka. The enemy carried out air strikes on the settlements of Bilohorivka, Luhansk region, and Vesel, Donetsk region. The settlements of Nevsky and Bilohorivka in the Luhansk region and Yampolivka, Torsky, Serebryanka, Verkhniokamyansk and Spern in the Donetsk region came under artillery shelling. In the Bakhmut area, the enemy carried out unsuccessful offensive actions in the direction of Orikovo-Vasilivka, Ivanovsky and Bilahora. The enemy carried out air strikes outside Hurahorivka, Teresk and Suka-Balka. The settlements of Vashukivka, Orikovo-Vasilivka, Hurahorivka, Bodanivka, Ivanovsky, Druzhba, Teresk and Pivden in the Donetsk region were hit by enemy artillery shelling. The enemy did not conduct offensive operations in the Avdiivka area. Air strikes were carried out near Avdiivka and Nevelsky. The enemy fired artillery at the settlements of Avdiivka, Severn, Vodian, Pervomaysk, Netailov and Karlivka in the Donetsk region. In the Marinka area, Ukrainian defenders repelled all enemy attacks outside Marinka. At the same time, the enemy launched an air strike within the population center. The enemy carried out artillery shelling of Krasnohorivka, Marinka, Georgivka, Maximilianivka, Pobeda and Novomikhailivka in the Donetsk region. In the Shakhtarsk sector, the enemy launched an airstrike outside Vuhledar, Zolotonivka and Vlika Novosilka. The enemy shelled the settlements of Vuhledar, Prekostivka, Zolotonivka, Shakhtarsk, Vlika Novosilka, Storozha, and Blahodatna in the Donetsk region. The enemy remains on the defensive in the Zaporizhia and Kherson directions. The enemy carried out an airstrike outside Malotokmichka, Zaporizhia region. The enemy shelled the settlements of Ramivka and Novopil in the Donetsk region, Levadna, Huliaipol, Zaliznikny, Huliaipilsky, Zherobyanki and Kamiansk in the Zaporizhia region, Zimivka, Kozatsky, Mykolaievka, Byrivka, Injunern, Zelenivka, Antonivka, Bilozerka, Dniprovsky and Kizimys in the Kherson region and the city of Kherson. In the Zaporizhia region, Russian occupiers continue to rob the local population, using military trucks to transport the loot. Russian motor convoys carrying looted household appliances, furniture and other property of local residents were seen moving from the village of Osheretuvate in the direction of Tokmak. At the same time, dry cargo ships are being filled with grain crops stolen from Ukrainian farmers at the berths of the port of Berdyansk. In the future, the occupiers plan to export grain to the Russian Federation. Over the last day, Ukrainian combat aircraft launched 13 strikes on enemy personnel concentration areas and 4 strikes on air defense systems. Ukrainian defenders also destroyed 2 enemy Orlan-10 tactical unmanned aerial vehicles. Ukrainian rocket and artillery units hit a Russian command and control post, 8 areas of concentration of enemy personnel, weapons and military equipment, 3 ammunition depots, an air defense system, 7 artillery units in firing positions, 2 air defense means and the enemy's electronic warfare station. The General Staff of Ukraine's Armed Forces reported on June 14 that Russia has lost 217,330 troops in Ukraine since the beginning of its full-scale invasion, with an estimated 680 casualties on June 13. Ukrainian forces advanced 200 meters up to 1.4 kilometers in past 3 days, military Spox. Over the past 3 days, the defense forces of Ukraine have advanced in some areas of the front from 200 meters to 1.4 kilometers and liberated an area of about 3 square kilometers. According to Ukrinform, the military media center reported this on Telegram, citing spokesman for the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Andriy Kovalyev. In the Berdyansk direction, fighting continues in the area of Makarivka village. Battles are also ongoing in the area of Novodanilivka and Novopokrovka villages, Kovalyev said. It is noted that the enemy has increased the number of missile and air strikes. In particular, last night the enemy launched Kh-22 cruise missiles, Kaliber C-based cruise missiles, and used Shahed UAVs to attack the infrastructure facilities in Kharkiv, Donetsk, Kirovohrad, and Odessa regions. As Ukrinform reported, on the night of June 14, the Ukrainian Air Defense Forces destroyed 3 out of 4 enemy Kaliber cruise missiles, as well as 9 out of 10 Shahed-136 131st drones. In particular, from the waters of the Black Sea, the enemy fired Kaliber cruise missiles at Odessa. 3 missiles were shot down, while 1 hit a civilian object. From the eastern coast of the Sea of Azov, the Russian forces launched 10 Iranian-made Shahed-136 131st attack drones into the southern direction.